Was it Girls Fury 79 again, back on a review trial. As you'll remember, last year I was given 90 ml of juice by Coolbreeze e-cigarettes to review, and the first range was the Virgo Vapes range, which I've done, and now they've given me their second range, which is called Coolteezer. Now evidently it's 100% VG base. I say base because most flavourings will have a trace amount of PG in them. So if we're going to get down to exact sciences, well, I don't, so for the purposes of the video I'm just going to say 100% VG base. Now, I've had a little taster already of the ones I'm going to start with, so there's going to be 3 videos in this particular series. The first 2, which are Mocha Coffee and Apple Pie. The second 2, which will be Belgian Waffle and Key Lime. And the third video will be comparing 2 flavours that are the same across both ranges, Virgo Vapes and Coolteezer, and that's Caramel Blend, and to compare the 2 different ranges. Now, I really liked the Caramel Blend in the first place from the Virgo Vapes 50/50 range. It was absolutely stunning. Really enjoyed it, but I like that sort of wild white fall caramelly tobacco flavour. So I'm expecting great things from the 100% base version. So without further ado, I've already dripped out with the apple pie. Let's give it a vape and see what we think. Not as much vapor production as I was expecting, but still enough. Bearing in mind I'm running a 0.8 camphor ribbon coil on a folded over multi-silica wick, 3 mil. So it's quite a fat wick. Street speaking, it's about 5.5–6 mil, allowing for crushing. And the flavour's good. It's a really nice, it's sort of like Mom's apple pie flavour. There's a hint of cinnamon in there I can taste. A very distinct hint of cinnamon. Perhaps white. I mean, these have been steeping in there for probably about 2 months. And you can see the colour of that. That's definitely darkened off from when I got it. So I'm presuming it's the cinnamon that's given in that colour. Let's have a look at the coil. Still fair. Let's give it another drip out. I'm only going to do the apple pie in the custard coffee one today, because I expect I will have to re-whip after that, because coffee, I should imagine, is a very lingering flavour. Now I will say this for the coffee one, I'm not keen on coffee flavours. I'm not overly keen on coffee that much these days. I'm going to go for coffee with my friends, but anyway, I waffle. Let's get back to apple pie. Throat hit good, 24 milligrams. Again, I can definitely tell it's the same nicotine that they're using across all ranges. Can't really taste a lot of pastry in it, but then the apple cinnamon flavour is bang on there. As an apple pie flavour, bear in mind the only apple pie flavour I've had in the past was apple pie and custard. It is a good flavour, it's nice, I like it. Could I vape it all day? Probably not. But then, I like my tobacco flavours, don't I? I don't know, probably I might try it on an EVOD and do a little follow-up at the end of this series of 3 videos and sort of try them all on an EVOD and see what happens there, because obviously that's not, for me, a full day's vaping. Once it beds in on the wick, it brings out nice vapour, as you can probably tell now. Those are awful smoke rings, vape rings, sorry. Okay, let's get down to some scores on the apple pie. Flavour, really cinnamony sort of apple, almost apple Danish flavour actually, rather than an apple pie, but it still has that sort of caramelised apple taste to it. It has a sort of subtle tone, so perhaps when it's steeped for quite some time, the cinnamon flavour, if it's present, comes out more. It is an apple flavour. I can feel the apple flavour on the exhale. As I said previously, the throat hit is great, very good. It's definitely there. Got that nice peppery taste in my mouth now. Vapor production, as I said, I'm surprised I didn't see more for 100% VG. But you know, it's there. You can definitely see it coming out. Again, perhaps on playback I'll make an annotation as to whether it looked better on the video than it did from behind. Obviously I've got the natural light here in my face, and obviously helps me see through it a lot better. Overall, I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10, I think. I'm not tasting the pastry enough. If I want to be brutal, it is nice. It is very nice. So perhaps, like I said, the cinnamon flavour, if it has come out and maybe made the pastry a lot more solid, but I didn't taste it. So 6 out of 10 for apple pie 100% VG, and again it's 24 mg nicotine. Right, coffee. Ugh. Oh, actually, smell-wise, it's not bad. Oh, I did forget to mention that I did take a good sniff of the apple pie, and it did smell very fruity. Yeah, definitely strong apple scent to that, but it's not so much in the flavour. Anyway, back to coffee. You can tell it's a while since I've done something like this. Do apologise, viewers. It smells. I smelled it smelled before. Almost like an Irish coffee. Basically, it's an Irish coffee with a lot of cream, a lot of sugar, typically drunk black with a good old helping of whiskey in it, topped off with some either whipped cream or squirty cream. Some that will float on the top. Looks like really alcoholic coffee Guinness. It actually has a slight alcoholic smell to it. And I gotta say, sorry for the mother-in-law walking past, firstly, but it actually smells really nice. So without further ado, you can see how much that's stained the old wick there, the previous one, so hopefully I'll tell you what, I'll do a jump cut here and I'll vape this off a bit better so we've got a bit more flavour coming. Right, okay, now that's done. We've got a bit of clean wick there. Getting our coffee on there. Again, I'm going to say I'm not keen on coffee flavours, but this did smell really nice and sweet. So now remember, it's a Mocha coffee flavour. Got that out. There we go. Let's go ahead and see what she looks like. That's actually really subtle. I could vape that. They've got the creamy, milky taste of a Mocha right there. That's actually bloody brilliant. Wow. Well done, guys. You've actually made a coffee flavour I can enjoy. I was about to say tolerate, but that's really nice. If you ask my friends and whatnot, we enjoy going out and meeting up for coffee, especially myself and Ryan. We go out usually once a month and we'll meet up in Costa, our local Costa, and we'll have a coffee, primarily because they let us film in there, and as you'll have seen from previous updates, they let us vape in there as well. And I generally either go for a cappuccino or Mocha occasionally, and that is absolutely spot on to how I have my Mocha. I think somebody's been talking to them at Costa actually, because they've done this, they've impressed me. I'll say that, that's brilliant. I could actually probably stick that, not in a big tank, but definitely I could pop it in an e-bod and take it about as an alternative, you know, that's nice. It's got a great milky, sort of slightly, like a really creamy coffee flavour, not like an actinic biting coffee flavour, like you get in, say, a cappuccino or an espresso. For me, that's encapsulated in Mocha. and I really do not like coffee flavours in anything else other than coffee. Like I say, coffee chocolate, coffee flavoured liqueurs, coffee anything else. I don't like it, but that, especially coffee vape, I hate coffee vapes. But that I'm going to give a straight up 8 out of 10 on flavour. That's brilliant. Vapor production is similar to the apple pie. Again, probably looks better on camera than it does here. And again, throat here is consistent. It is really consistent. It's been absolutely consistent throughout both ranges so far. So I'm going to give the Mocha an 8 out of 10. So to recap, Coolteezer Mocha coffee, 100% VG range. Brilliant. Really, really like that. That's a keeper. Apple pie, 6 out of 10 because I couldn't taste the pastry. But real nice cinnamon flavour, which is a favourite flavour of mine, so I'm going to keep it for the time being and maybe try it in an Evolve, but that is definitely a keeper, the coffee Mocha coffee, sorry. So there we go. First of the Coolbreeze Coolteezer range for this final part of the review. Next will be key lime and Belgian waffle. I've been Fury79, you've been gorgeous, time to rework. Peace.